Hey, welcome into this edition of the GASOCast, episode 9. I think this is our third of 2024. We're rocking and rolling here. As always, make sure you're tuning into all of our shows. Mike is putting up some incredible game recaps. St. Michael's versus Antonian may have been my favorite of the year.
Yeah, that was great.
Blue and I rocking a cup of hoops. We'll shoot that next, and we'll get that out soon. Recruiting Simplified newsletter. That went out this morning at 9 a.m. If you're not on the team, jump on, get some recruiting advice. Then the GASO FastBreak. We're talking about tons of kids weekly, keeping up from around the state. And we got our GASO Extra, where we talk players, and it's a more wheels-off version of the GASOcast. So if you like the GASOcast, you'll get to kind of see us doing our thing, being a little wild on that show.
Yep.
Team rankings drop Thursday, Blue. And then,
Friday.
Friday.
It's going to be Friday with all the...
Yeah, snow day, so it's really Thursday, but Friday.
Some big games today, actually, because of that, pushing games back.
All over the state.
You need to pay attention to games tonight, fans of Texas basketball. A lot of implications, a lot of district rivalries. And then, Michael, GASO event breakdown. Give us one.
Yeah. How about live period, May 17th, later than it's ever been? And, I mean, I don't know how long you've been doing this for a while. First live period in May, is that as late as it's been?
First time. But I mean, I've been doing it since 2001. So first time.
May 17th, Summer Madness. Why not spend your live period with GASO? GASO's it's easy for us to run events. We've done it. We make it look easy. It's hard to do, but because we can run events with our eyes closed, we're able to watch and evaluate the players. We're not at the gate taking tickets. We're sitting with the college coaches. It's in May, so we'll have even more time to evaluate you. So why not plan an event where the event hosts are being able to evaluate you and vouch for you? And Mass, what's your favorite word? Starts with an A.
Advocate.
D, advocate for you. So yeah, there's no better place to be than live period with the GASO, top tier media. Like, we're here covering you, and we're here not just for you to be there playing. Like, we want to push you to college coaches even more. And why not do it on a time where college coaches can sit with us and talk hoop and talk you, because we know you more than anybody in this state.
And the portal will have passed.
Bingo.
New legislation passed by the NCAA. The portal window will be closed for that open period, which is a big deal.
And you have one chance. So if you're an unsigned senior, that's kind of like your window of opportunity. But however, we have a following of college coaches throughout the entire year, non-open or not. So anyway,
hey, make sure you're following us on social media. I'm GASO Mass. We got at GASO Blue and at I Film Hoopers, putting out content from all over the state. Retweet, getting involved. We'll keep you updated. All right, that's going to head us into our first topic of today. Let's talk some storylines. Every week we can get on here and talk storylines. We make it very simple for you. We gather up all the intel, and then we're going to break it down because we've seen most of these players. Blue, I'm going to pass this one to you. Give us a storyline.
Well, I'm going to start off with a little bit of some numbers here. When you look at this particular team, they've been to 2 straight regional finals, made a state semifinal. They're on a crash course again to get back to state. They've gone 32-6 last year. 2 years ago they were 32-6. Last year 36-5, and this year 27-1, and that's San Antonio Vets Memorial. They've won 94 games and lost 12 in the past 3 years. Sure, it's all relative of who you're playing in your district and so forth, but that's a really strong district that they play in. And that storyline is San Antonio Vets the team to beat in Region 4? And I'm going to say yes. The stats are there. Steve Perez, everything that he's done down there, it's been pretty consistent. And they're going to get in their third straight 30-win season. And they're just playing great basketball. They play hard. They're tough. They're smart. And it's an entire culture of what he has built down there.
Absolutely. Blue, give me somebody that might rival them, because you and I saw Leander Rouse in that region a couple of times live this year. At this point in the season, what do you like about Veterans Memorial as your favorite?
Well, I think that everything has gone from, if you look at the years past, has been very consistent, and they have a lot of new faces out there. And so what has happened is that it has been a trickle down effect from one player to the next, even though they are graduating. You know, they have some of the best players down there with Demarion Dennis, and they have a lot of leadership. But yeah, you're going to get some fight from a Leander Rouse, who has kind of been made for this, maybe this run right here for a regional final or however it sits, whenever they would have to meet. But I mean, why not kind of give them the nod? I mean, they've proved it, San Antonio Vets, and I feel like every once in a while I get on the phone with somebody over the last couple of weeks from San Antonio, and it's happened twice, and they question on maybe why they're number one. Well, here's some more facts for you.
Here we go. Yeah, for me, I'll stay in the region. I'm going to pop up to 6A. So Lake Travis's Hudson Greer is going to be missing some time, possibly for the rest of the regular season, what I'm hearing, with a wrist injury. I just wanted to get y'all's kind of thoughts on how does that shake up Region 4 6A, where there's a lot of real state contenders, and who do you think needs to step up for Lake Travis? I think not more step up, but it gives an opportunity for a lot of those guys. Adrian Mathis is kind of the first name that steps up. But then also you look across the board. I mean, Hudson Greer is an amazing rebounder. So the likes of Jayden Thomas is going to have to really step up and own the glass. They dropped a tough one yesterday to Westlake, but Westlake's always going to come ready. But that's kind of be those type of games where they're going to be in dogfights, and I'm excited to see what players step up for them in Hudson Greer's absence.
Well,
but
hey, it reminds me of a Keller situation. Brooks Barr is down and out to start this year, trying to really preserve and keep him healthy. And who's been the biggest beneficiary of that? I'd say Steven Ramirez. It gives a great opportunity for these guys to really shine in a new role and have the opportunity to get better. And so when that guy does return, that stud, that star, the team may be better for it. So this may be, one of those adversity moments that can make or break a team, and they could really benefit from down the stretch.
I agree. Mass, kind of talk about, there's a name right here, and you've described him as being on a tear. Elaborate more.
Yeah, Javen Colbert from Decatur. I wrote about him in the GASO newsletter, so if you want more information, if you want to see an expanded version of this, go ahead and subscribe. But Javen's been on a tear, 27.7 points a game in his last 7. This kid is a do-it-all combo guard who can really, really, really score it. I touted him, of course, from his scoring. But there was another facet of this game that I really, really liked when you take that away. So if you want that, head on over to the GASO FastBreak, and you'll get that information on Friday. But Javen's on a tear. He does a great job promoting himself on Twitter. Kid's a bouncy player. You can go get a bucket. Really one of my favorite to watch, honestly. I love guys who are microwave scorers that can get going like that.
Absolutely. Blue.
One headline that I've really been following, that I've been scratching my head about as we get, deep in January, is that KD7 Lakes is sitting at number 11 in our rankings, and I think they finally will crack the top 10 once again. It's just a logjam there. But when you look at the headline that I posted of KD7 Lakes has a deep run in the forecast, I think Region 3, I think that, one, they're better than they have been in years past. And in Region 3 may have to run through Katy 7 Lakes. I mean, they're tough. They're deep. They play with pace. When you look at the breakdown of their stats, I mean, they're averaging 79 points a game. They're going to run you. AJ Betts is averaging 20. Isaiah Santos is averaging 16. Isaiah Price is averaging 15 points and 6 assists a game. And while Brett Norton is outrunning the lanes there and knocking down 15 points, they're X factors with Tillman Harmio. He sets the tone on the defense. Then you can move on to their athletic wings of Sean Masegwa, who has been absent for about a month because he had to leave the country for a death in the family. And then he comes back. He's the guy that's going to set the pace of running both in transition, getting easy buckets and athletically. And then Jesus Trevino just does a lot of the dirty work for Seven Lakes. So they have a lot of pieces. We've seen them mass together. We've seen them apart. We have they're 26-2, 8-0 in district. It's
with
just
a legit schedule. Like
yes,
real
exactly.
schedule.
And that's where the head scratcher comes in.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm kind of frustrated because our next segment is called "Who's That Guy," and it's a new guy the mainstream media may not know about yet, right? Isaiah Santos is playing too good for his name not to be a household name. He's a 2027. He's one of the most productive 2020, probably the most productive 2027 in the state. I'm not going to live in absolute, so I'm going to say probably one of the most productive. But I'm frustrated I didn't get to say Isaiah as my guy that people don't know about, because if you don't know about him, you're behind. That kid can go. He can play. Nazir, you mentioned all of them. Love watching KD7 Lakes. They're a great barometer in that region.
Yeah, my next storyline, we're shooting this today, Wednesday, and tonight there will be Waxahachie versus Mansfield Lake Ridge. And at this point in the season, it wouldn't be too much of a stretch to say the winner is the favorite for Region 2. It's kind of swirled around this district. Duncanville's still sitting there, getting better day by day. But King Grace is just playing at another level right now. Lake Ridge already has some big wins, so they know they can play and beat anybody this season. I think after tonight's game, we'll kind of have a better scope on what that region looks like, with two big boy basketball programs playing against each other tonight. So I'm looking forward to that.
Big boy game. I'll hop in here. Record breakers. Okay, I just started compiling a list because it's that time of year where people start getting to that 1,000-point mark. Coaches reaching those milestone markers with their wins, but I'm just going to run it down here real quick. King Grace hit 1,000 points. Langston Adams, 1,000 points. Eric Woods, 1,000 points. Odis Carter, 1,000 points. Jayden Jones, 1,000 points. Martez James, 1,000 points. Christian Gibson, 1,000 points. And a couple assist records that I like. Charlie Georgellos, all-time assist leader at Bernie Champion. Jordan Buckner set the single-season assist record at Pasadena, South Houston. Coach Hall at San Antonio Harlan surpassed 400 wins. And Dwayne Jobert at Kuntz, how do I say it?
Kuntz.
Hit 600 wins. So congratulations to those guys. And I just want to shout it out when people are boasting their milestones and programs or advocating for their kids. And I just want to be another sounding board for big time program and player milestones to just continue to pass those forward. So, and
if we've missed some, comment below. Like, we'll add to next week's GASOcast and make sure we give you the love you deserve.
Absolutely. I should have prefaced it with all the ones that I could find.
Right. Yeah.
Moving on to our next segment. Who's that guy? Someone the mainstream media isn't talking about yet that is going to be a household name soon. Blue?
Yeah, I'll just start right now. Chase Richardson from Friendswood. He's 5'11", point guard, 2027. There are clips out there of him, but I kind of look at him as the Austin Benigini coming through Houston that were, I think, a lot more cameras than just a single feed will be streaming online as much as possible. But this guy's also a player, by the way. You know, he's averaging, as a freshman, 11.5 points a game, 2.5 assists. He's shooting 48% from the field, 34 from the three-point line. As he gets stronger, as he gets a little bit bigger, obviously those numbers will increase. But just right away, when you watch him, he's got a lot of wiggle. He's a guy that's going to get by you, get to the basket, make the right decisions, and it's just also a learning process for him.
Yeah, for me, I'll back up to just last night. I was at Rockwall versus Rockwall Heat, the I-30 rivalry. And when I'm looking for a new name, 2027 Mason Shepard of Rockwall makes his debut in the I-30 rivalry. Big-time game, big-time atmosphere. And as looking at 2027, my biggest thing is, how are you productive? How do you stay on the court? What do you do for your team? And he was just the gamer, knocking down shots like he was a senior. Little runners in the paint every time Rockwall Heath. It was a game of runs. You can go watch my game recap on Texas Hoops TV's YouTube channel.
I did this morning. Shout out.
Every time, thank you, Matt, for that view. Every time Heath would make a run, Every time Heath would make a run, Rockwall would answer, and Mason Shepard, like little floaters, like tough shots down the stretch just to kill momentum. He knows he belongs, great frame to him, wants to be in the mix. He's one of those guys that when there's a lot of sexy names in that 2027 class, this kid will be at our next gen event, March 3rd, and he'll have another opportunity to make his name a pop in front of a lot of media members. So Mason Shepard, way to step up last night, big time, and a big time win for Rockwall.
I'll head back down south to Houston. Hector Duran, 2027 of Langham Creek. Seen him twice. Mike, you and I saw him at Cy Hoops, and he wasn't necessarily like knocking down shots or ripping the net, but you see a 6'5" wing with confidence from deep, trying to go do his thing. And, you know, coach is not just going to allow some Joe Schmo to go out there and do whatever he wants, right? And so you can tell Hector has supreme confidence. And even though it wasn't falling, he goes out there, getting shots up, looks good. It's just like a hair short. I don't know if it's the arena. You know, those middle schoolers don't play in the arenas very often, so maybe he's just getting acclimated. I don't know. But Hector Duran, long, lanky, going to be a great running mate with Tyrus Van Mays and what Langham Creek does down there. So Hector Duran, name to know, 2027. I like how we all put 2027s. We should try and do this game with a 2026 next week.
I'm down.
Let's do it. All right.
I might need two. I might need two.
I love it. That's going to do it for this edition of the GASOcast. We will see you next time.